all we are and all we have are blessings from God. They've been freely given to us. And because all is a blessing, we sometimes need to ask ourselves, why do we get caught up in wanting to store up all these things for ourselves? We want to hold on to things. It's mine. We want to hold on to our friendships, our material possessions, our money. And for the most part, if we think about it, we more readily give of our time in volunteering in comparison to giving of our finances. Something for us all, myself included, to reflect upon. Why? To share a portion of our blessings, including the blessing of our finances, we must assuredly take care of our personal needs and the needs of those for whom we have the responsibility to care for. In order, though, to be able to return a portion back to God and to help the greater good, which is society, it requires an ongoing commitment and intentionality, taking it step by step. And we all have to begin or continue on this journey of recognizing the blessings from God. Think about a couple preparing for marriage. They have to be intentional about what they do in preparing for marriage, or even a newly married couple. Two of the most important things that they must work on in order to have a successful marriage are learning how to communicate healthily and properly with each other. And you might have guessed it, how are you going to deal with your finances? Developing that healthy communication skills and sound financial practices is a key to a marriage. Deciding who's responsible for what are the priorities we should save for, and what is considered an added expense or a luxury expense. So it calls us to look at our spending priorities. We look at, so to speak, our bank statement, our credit card statement, and it will tell us where our priorities for spending are. And giving to the church requires a willingness to ask God to help us be open to wanting to give back, and then acting upon it as a priority. See, it means, first of all, we have to have a willingness to ask God to help us be open to wanting to give back, and then asking God for the grace to make that a priority. Now, we might consider that, well, that's a very lofty goal. And yes, it is. But it is the way in which we're called to live our faith, reflecting upon and giving, returning a portion back of what God has blessed us with. And this goal or ideal is achieved by intentionally inviting God into our decisions, including the understanding of, where do I spend my finances? Where do I give? And so, yes, it doesn't happen automatically. We intentionally work towards this goal with the grace of God. Now, there's also the realization that in order for this parish to operate, we need income. St. Thomas More is funded by contributions from you and me. The ability to operate, pay our bills, make salary, support people in need, support ministry programs, is made possible through our giving. Our parish is not funded by the government, nor does the diocese provide us with a monthly income, nor do we have a large endowment which funds a portion of our operating budget. St. Thomas More parishioners support St. Thomas More. Many parishioners have already chosen to prioritize giving regularly to St. Thomas More. And because of their ongoing regular giving, just recently we were able to fund a non-budgeted expense. And that non-budgeted expense was replacing our leaking roof on this very building that we're sitting in, that we're in. And the cost of that building, of that repair, not repair, but replacement, was slightly over $80,000. And because of the giving, ongoing giving, we did not need to have a special roof collection or a campaign to raise these $80,000. But we were able to do it because of the regular giving of parishioners. Now, each of us is at a different stage on this journey in giving of our finances. We recognize that. Some may not have even begun the journey. Some might be lukewarm in moving to embrace regular giving. And some are very regularly giving as recognizing their blessings coming from God. When it comes to finances and money in our life, we have a challenging time in giving some of that away. And to paraphrase St. Francis de Sales, money makes us slaves to that which was intended to serve us. Listen to that. Money makes us slaves to that which was intended to serve us. So having faith in God, God cannot be outdone in generosity. No. But we're called to develop and grow in our trust of God in all of our life, in everything, including our finances. And to think about this trust in God, it's very interesting, well, not interesting, but very worthy to note that even on our currency it says, "In God we trust." Founding fathers had something thoughtful to put in, or insightful. And that we might truly, in God we trust in every part of our lives. No matter where we are, it is that desire, asking for that desire to want to give in where we are now in life, and recognizing what God has blessed us with. That's what's key in recognizing the blessings. Certainly in recognizing what we have to have finances to operate. It's simple as that. But it goes beyond that. It goes beyond to continuing to develop a spirituality that recognizes the blessings that come from God, and that desire that wells up within us to share what we have, whatever that might be. So we take a moment of silence, or a pause, to pray for the Holy Spirit to open us to increasing our trust in God and guide us in how we give of our finances. And so we invite the Holy Spirit into our lives, into this Mass, that might be open to receiving that gift of recognizing the blessings, and asking the Holy Spirit to guide us in how we share what we have. During the homily last weekend, we were invited to take the week to prayerfully reflect and discuss among your family upon our giving to St. Thomas More. And today we're being asked to respond by completing a pledge card. And so, as I get my pledge card from the pew, I forgot to put it under here, I ask that if you're on the end of a pew, to please take a pledge card well, a pencil is needed, and for each family to pick up a pledge card right now. And so, as you take that, each family, I ask you to please multitask right now by completing the card as you listen to me. I wanted to draw your attention to one part of the card, section about online giving. It's right in the middle, it's in the orange. And that if you're doing online giving, to change your online giving or to set it up, you need to go to the St. Thomas More webpage to make any changes or set that up. For this card that we have does not authorize St. Thomas More to make changes to your account. And also on the back side of the card is a guide to help you in determining your amount of giving. It gives you an idea of where we are and looking at that. So let's all take some time to complete these cards, and as we've been reflecting upon the week. And also, please take time to sign it, as is saying, in grateful recognition for all my time, treasure, and ability come from God. I commit to support of His church. And so, as we do that, I invite you, the deacon and I will be up in front with a basket, and I invite one representative from the family, if you wish, to please come forward, or the whole family to come forward, as a sign of your financial pledge to St. Thomas More.